Well, it's nice to see a full classroom. Students will understand exactly what I mean by that, but I'd like to welcome you all. Good evening. We're gathered this evening to celebrate several members of the Kent State University College of Podiatric Medicine community who have made great strides within the profession. Tonight we will honor students who are currently pursuing their dreams of becoming podiatric physicians while supporting their fellow classmates and promoting the mission of various student organizations. We will honor an alumna who is continuing to make an impact with prospective podiatry students in Northeast Ohio. We will honor a young physician who has already achieved great success within a relatively short period of time in practice. And lastly, we will honor two giants in podiatric medicine who have advanced the entire profession with their leadership, innovative approach to patient care, and dedication to podiatric medicine. As you may know, this event serves to raise important funding for several student scholarship awards that will be presented this evening. I urge each of you to consider supporting the OPMSA Outstanding Student Scholarship Fund before the evening concludes. You should have an awards ceremony program in front of you. At the bottom, you will find a QR code that says Scan Me. Simply open your camera on your phone and hover over the QR code. You probably all know how to do this. A link should appear at the top of your screen. Touch the link and it will direct you to our website where you can contribute to the fund. You can also scan the QR code on the monitors to the left and right of me throughout the evening as well. It's that easy. Every dollar counts. And at this time, I'd like to introduce and invite our Senior Associate Dean, Dr. Brian Caldwell, to the podium to assist me in the presenting of the evening's Students Award. Thank you.
Good evening. While we are here to honor our accomplished alumni, it's important that we take time to celebrate our students, who will become the future stars in our esteemed medical specialty for their accomplishments. Our continuing medical education programming, such as the North Coast Foot and Ankle Symposium, which many of you have attended over the past 3 days, are hosted not only to offer continuing education credits, but to raise critical funds for student scholarships. By attending Kent State CME programming, you are supporting these scholarships, which have a direct impact on our students. We are thrilled to honor some of them tonight. The White Coat Scholarship was created to recognize a fourth-year student who demonstrates excellence in the clinical setting, including the professionalism that is required when treating patients while donning the white coat. We are pleased to present this year's White Coat Scholarship Award to Harold Brabon. Harold shows great dedication to the care of patients, and his level of commitment and professionalism is worthy of recognition. That dedication is steadfast, and tonight we recognize his excellent character. Please join me in congratulating Harold on this award. This scholarship was created for a student from an underrepresented background or a student who has demonstrated a commitment to increasing opportunities for underrepresented groups. We are pleased to present this year's Diversity Scholarship to Paul Adeyemi. Paul is a second-year student who arrived in the U.S. from Nigeria in 2013. His goal is to contribute to the advancement of diversity and inclusivity within the field of medicine. I am pleased to present this year's Diversity in Medicine Scholarship to Paul Adeyemi. KSU CPM has created a scholarship designed to recognize a student who has made outstanding contributions to the college and has aided in the success of their peers as a first-year podiatric medical student. DeAsia Garrett is recognized tonight for her dedication to helping her peers throughout her first year in podiatric medical school. We are proud to present the Young Leader Scholarship Award to Deasia Garrett. Please join me in congratulating Deasia on this award. The Founders Scholarship takes dedication, not only to academics, but also to a substantial leadership role at KSU CPM. To juggle these responsibilities, the honoree will demonstrate exceptional communication skills, a consummate professional attitude, and superb problem-solving skills. This year's recipient is Victoria Suggs. Victoria currently serves as the OPMSA Treasurer. She has contributed to many behind-the-scenes activities and continues to serve the passion, dedication, and commitment to the college. Please join me in recognizing Victoria on this award. One of the most wonderful aspects of the KSU CPM community is the collaboration and support our students show one another. The Service Scholarship recognizes a student who demonstrates a desire to serve others. This student actively works to support the academic and clinical success of those around them. This student always goes the extra mile by providing one-on-one tutoring or staying after in the lab to help a peer with a clinical skill that they may be struggling to master. I'm pleased to present the 2023 Service Scholarship to Jeff Nerestant. Jeff currently serves as the OPMSA President. He continues to represent the college in a variety of capacities and remains an outstanding representative of our college and our specialty. Jeff, congratulations on this award. The OPMSA Outstanding Student Leader Award is designed to recognize a student who maintains academic excellence while balancing involvement in student organizations. The student selected for this award was recommended by the OPMSA Executive Committee, which is made up of KSU CPM student leaders. I'm proud to present the OPMSA Outstanding Student Leader Award to fourth-year student Kayla Curlis. Kayla has served in a variety of student leadership roles and currently serves as Secretary for Pi Delta. She is always the first in line to help others. Please join me in recognizing Kayla on this award.
At this time, I would like to invite the President and Chief Medical Officer of the Podiatry Insurance Company of America, Dr. Ross Taubman, to the stage. PICA has been a steadfast partner with the college over the last several years and continues to generously support our medical education programming, alumni events, and most importantly, our students. PICA is pleased to present a full tuition scholarship this evening. Ross, would you come up and present the award, please?
Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be here, and for our 43 years of history, PICA has really felt it's our responsibility to make sure that we take care of the future of the profession. And the PICA Full Tuition Scholarship is one of those ways that we do that. This scholarship is awarded annually to a fourth-year student at KSU CPM who's demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, academic excellence, all while excelling in a clinical setting. This year's recipient of the award is Storm Berman. Storm has gone above and beyond in supporting anatomy education at KSU CPM. He had an essential role in bringing the holoanatomy mixed reality program to KSU CPM students. He's described as a lab teaching assistant and a tutor with humility, kindness, and always has a positive attitude. Storm has been on the Dean's List since 2020, was inducted into Pi Delta in 2022, and is a past recipient of the KSU CPM Student Doctor of Distinction Award. Storm is also known as an extremely hardworking student who's been able to balance his academic and clinical rotations with the demand of being a dedicated husband to his wife Samantha and father to his son Oak. His passion for the profession is contagious. I might add that when I had the opportunity to chat with him a couple weeks ago, he is the son of two optometrists, but chose to become a podiatrist, which I think is an amazing story, and we probably need to bottle that as part of our marketing campaigns for why we need more students like Storm. Storm, this award will provide you with a full tuition scholarship, a value of $44,622. Please join me in congratulating Storm on this truly life-changing award. Storm?
Each year, the Podiatry Foundation presents the Thomas V. Melillo Full Tuition Scholarship Award to an outstanding KSU CPM student. It's safe to say that this award has been life-changing for past recipients. First, I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the Podiatry Foundation for the extraordinary support and generosity that they have provided over the past several years. Here to present this year's Thomas V. Melillo Full Tuition Scholarship Award is Podiatry Foundation board member and a fellow classmate of mine from 1982, Dr. Jean Pascarella.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you tonight. The Dr. Thomas V. Melillo Scholarship was established by the OCPM Foundation, now known as the Podiatry Foundation, to celebrate and honor Dr. Thomas Melillo, who served as president of the college from 1984 until 2013. This scholarship is awarded to a fourth-year student each year who exhibits a combination of academic and clinical excellence, involvement in student organizations, and financial need. This award will provide a full tuition scholarship, a value of $44,622. We are pleased to present the award to Sophia Huyn. Sophia has achieved great academic success at the college while also serving in many leadership roles over the past 4 years. She has served as president of the American Association for Women Podiatrists, vice president of KTE, and currently serves as president of Pi Delta, and is a student representative of the curriculum committee. In addition to her academic success, her clinical skills have been described as exceptional, and she is known for always taking the last patient in the clinic. Sophia was also nominated Student of the Year by her fellow students. Sophia has a rare combination of exceptional academic record and strong leadership presence, both at the college and nationally within our profession. Please help me in congratulating Sophia on this life-changing award.
Let's get a big round of applause for all of our students and the award winners this evening. Why don't you all just stand up one more time? Stand up. You guys are great. Next, we're going to do the Alumni Service Award. The Alumni Service Award honors an alumni who has displayed a connection to KSU CPM through both their service to the college and the profession. This includes alumni who have given their time and talent to enhance the college. I can't think of anyone who is more deserving of this award than Dr. Georgeanne Botek, class of 1994. Dr. Botek earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Miami University in 1990, followed by the Doctor of Podiatric Medicine degree from OCPM in 1994. Upon completion, she entered a residency program at Kaiser Permanente. She currently practices at the Cleveland Clinic, where she serves as head of the podiatry in the Orthopedic Rheumatological Institute and Department of Orthopedic Surgery. She's a faculty member of the Lerner College of Medicine and has served on staff of the Orthopedic Surgery Department since 1997. She also serves as an adjunct faculty member at KSU CPM. Dr. Botek has dedicated countless hours over the years to training residents, many of them from KSU CPM, as well as having our third and fourth year clinic students rotate through her clinics. Over the years, she has given numerous scientific lectures, participated in over 20 research projects, has had over 36 peer-reviewed publications. Georgeanne, thank you for all that you've done for the college and for the profession of podiatric medicine, especially for our students here. Please join me in congratulating our 2023 Alumni Service Award recipient, Dr. Georgeanne Botek. Our next award is the 2023 Young Physician Professional Achievement Award. The Young Physician Professional Achievement Award honors alumni that have been practiced for less than 15 years and have showcased a high level of achievement within the field of podiatry, as well as dedication and support to this college. This award is presented to leaders who continue to show outstanding potential within the podiatric community. Our 2023 Young Physician Professional Achievement Award recipient is Dr. Nilin Rao, class of 2017. Dr. Rao is currently in practice at Fort Specialist in Austin, Texas. He also serves as an adjunct faculty member and attending physician for the Dallas Orthopedic and Shoulder Institute Fellowship. Dr. Rao was previously employed by Integrated Orthopedics of Arizona in Scottsdale and serves as adjunct faculty and attending for the Phoenix Foot and Ankle Fellowship. In 2016, he co-founded Therapod Medical LLC, in which he serves as the CEO. Therapod has developed Puncturepedic, a custom insole using concentric punch-outs to offload pressure points in diabetic patients. Dr. Rao earned his bachelor's degree from Miami University. There seems to be a trend here with Miami University undergrads, and went on to receive a Master of Science degree from Kent State University in exercise physiology. Not only did he go on to earn his Doctor of Podiatric Medicine degree from KSU CPM, but he also did it while earning a PhD in exercise physiology at Kent State, all while graduating summa cum laude from his class. He completed his residency at Highlands Presbyterian St. Luke's Medical Center in Denver, Colorado, followed by the Silicon Valley Reconstructive Foot and Ankle Fellowship, Sutter Health in Palo Alto, California. Dr. Rao currently serves on the Board of Trustees for the Podiatry Foundation. He is a founding member of the KSU CPM Alumni Alliance and has served as Secretary-Treasurer for the ACFAS Big West region. He is one of the youngest physicians I know to become double board certified by ABFAS and ABPM. Dr. Rao has served on numerous committees and was extremely active in leadership roles while at KSU CPM. He has been the recipient of numerous academic awards and honors and is an active volunteer for various organizations. Dr. Rao has published several times, participated in a number of academic research projects, given over 36 scientific lectures, and holds several patents. In his free time, when I don't know when that would be, Dr. Rao enjoys spending time with his wife and 2 young children. He also enjoys music, traveling, weightlifting, and thriller movies. Nilin, we expect you to continue hearing about you doing great things in this profession for years to come. No pressure there. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Nilin Rao, the 2023 Young Physician Professional Achievement Award recipient. And now we're going to move on to the induction into the KSU CPM Hall of Fame Society. I got to tell you, we just keep going on with these awards and the achievements people have had. It's amazing. The Hall of Fame Society began in 2007 as a way for the podiatric community to recognize their peers for achievements in the profession. Tonight, we are pleased to induct 2 alum into this prestigious society. Our first inductee this evening is Dr. Mark Hofbauer. Dr. Mark Hofbauer is a 1989 graduate of the Ohio College of Podiatric Medicine. It was evident early on at his time at OCPM that he had a passion for teaching and education, as he served as a teaching assistant and course tutor in both gross anatomy lab as well as lower extremity lab. Mark has carried this passion throughout his career. Dr. Hofbauer holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology from Washington and Jefferson College. He completed a 3-year surgical residency program at Podiatry Hospital Pittsburgh, where he served as chief resident and senior resident. Post-residency, Dr. Hofbauer completed an internal fixation trauma fellowship at the Free University of Berlin, Germany, as well as in the regional hospital in Interlaken, Switzerland. He is board certified in foot, rear foot, and ankle reconstructive surgery by the American Board of Foot and Ankle Surgery. Dr. Hofbauer is also a fellow of the American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons and a member of the American Podiatric Medical Association. He is currently in private practice at the Orthopedic Group and sees patients in Pittsburgh and throughout Western Pennsylvania. He holds hospital appointments at the West Virginia University Medicine Wheeling Hospital, where he serves as medical director for foot and ankle surgical services and is the director of Foot and Ankle Advanced Surgical Fellowship Program. Previously, he served as fellowship director at the Mon Valley Foot and Ankle Reconstructive Surgery Fellowship Program, as well as faculty for the West Penn and Ankle Surgery Residency Program. He recently joined the advisory board at KSU CPM. Dr. Hofbauer has served on staff at Monongahela Hospital, Uniontown Hospital, St. Clair Hospital, Washington Hospital, Jefferson Regional Hospital, Canonsburg Hospital, and Advanced Surgical Hospital. He has previously held appointments on both the Infectious Disease Committee and the Rehabilitation Committee for the Monongahela Valley Hospital and serves on the Physicians Advisory Board for the West Virginia University Medicine Wheeling Hospital. He currently serves as president of the Greater Pennsylvania Education Foundation and is a member of the board of directors for the Greater Texas Education Foundation and the Podiatry Foundation of Pittsburgh. Dr. Hofbauer serves as consultant for several companies and has published numerous research papers and journal publications and provided a countless number of lectures to local, state, regional, national, and international conferences. In his free time, I don't know where these people are getting free time doing all this. In his free time, Dr. Hofbauer enjoys spending time with his family, has a love for travel, trying new foods, fine bottles of wine, and attempts to lower his golf handicap as often as his schedule permits. I also must add that Hoff is an impeccable dresser, and he's the proud father of 3 daughters and a grandfather of 3. He is joined tonight by his significant other, Becky, as well as his lovely daughters, Logan and Mia. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Hofbauer on this well-deserved award. Dr. Hofbauer, will you please come forward? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got it all.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Al. And thank you to all the
previous Hall of Fame inductees who helped to select me. Most of you know I don't have a difficult time talking, but I'm nervous tonight. I usually don't do something like this, but when I was a sophomore in high school, my father pulled me aside one day and he said, "Have you thought about what you're going to do with your life?" And I said, "Yes, sir. I'm going to play middle linebacker for the Green Bay Packers." And my father said to me, "Has it ever occurred to you that you've been 5'8" since the 8th grade?" And I said, "No, sir, I never thought about that." And he said, "Well, then what else do you want to do?" And I said, "I think maybe I'll just coach football." And he said, "Well, that won't put food on the table." And meanwhile, football coaches make like $8 million a year now. So anyway, he said, "You know, you have two uncles. One's a dentist and one's a doctor. They have a pretty nice life." He said, "Why don't you do that?" And I thought, okay, that sounds pretty neat. And my uncle that was a dentist, he drove a yellow Cadillac. And I thought, that's pretty neat. So I said, I'm going to be a dentist. So I went off to Washington and Jefferson College because in the 70s and 80s, when you were a poor kid from Western Pennsylvania and you wanted to be a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer, you either went to W&J or you went to Bucknell. And I knew I couldn't play football at Bucknell, but I knew I could play football at W&J, so I went to W&J, still thinking I was going to play middle linebacker for the Green Bay Packers one day. But anyway, when I got to W&J, lo and behold, sophomore year again, it's always sophomore year, Dr. Staskowitz called me in. He was chairman of the chemistry department. He was a famous man. He taught for $1 a year because he had invented Teflon when he worked for Exxon, and he just liked teaching chemistry. And he called me, and he smoked a big pipe, and he said, "Mr. Hofbauer, you want to be a dentist?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "You're not going to be a dentist." He said, "You're going to be a podiatrist." And I said, "With all due respect, sir, what is that?" And he said, "Feet, my son, feet." He said, "You're going to operate on feet." I said, "Okay." So I went back to my room and I called my dad and I said, "Dad, I'm not going to be a dentist." And by the time he quit swearing and screaming, and he said, "Well, then what are you going to do?" And I said, "I'm going to be a podiatrist." And my dad said, "What the hell's that? And who needs one of those?" And I said, "I really don't know, but that's what Dr. Staskowitz said I was going to do." And he's the man. So you can see I'm 20 years old. I still haven't made a decision for myself at that point. But then I got lucky and I ended up at the Podiatry Hospital of Pittsburgh, which was an amazing thing. And, I left W&J and I ended up here at OCPM. And I got here at about the same time as people like Al Boyk and Gerard Yu and Pat Landers and Larry Osher, Tony Borelli, Ed Floyd, Alan Spencer, Bonnie Jong, Fazl Brahim, Karen Ondrick, all these wonderful, wonderful people that were just incredible educators. And I got an education that was just unbelievable, and then I got lucky and ended up at the Podiatry Hospital of Pittsburgh. And I got to train under people like Jim Marks and Stan Bosta and Alan Catanzarite and Carl Saltrick, Steve Connor and Sam Mendocino, just wonderful people who were progressive and doing things that nobody in the country was doing at that time. And then Dr. Catanzarite had the foresight to say we should start a third-year residency program, and I got that. And then he said, "You should go off to Europe and do a fellowship." And I did that. And I was just so lucky to be able to be around all these wonderful people. And then I had the privilege of being able to spend time with E. Douglas Newton III, who was a plastic reconstructive surgeon who became my mentor. And I was so lucky to be able to spend time with him. When I finished up with fellowship and the whole bit, and I came back to Pittsburgh, I was fortunate to be brought in by Scott Barron and Tom Brockmeyer, who were two orthopedic surgeons who had a big practice, and they took a chance on me and gave me a job within the orthopedic group, which was a blessing because it gave me the ability to use my skills that I learned with trauma that typically as a podiatrist in Pittsburgh you wouldn't get to do, and they were like father figures to me. And that led to what happened and now being able to take the fellowship to West Virginia University, so I have to thank them a lot. I have three wonderful girls. Two of them are here tonight, and they're unbelievably successful girls. And they gave their father the chance to be able to just have a career. Larry always says to me, he said, "Hoff, to some people it's a job, to you it's always been a career." And my daughters have been wonderful for a dad that wasn't home a whole lot. They let me pursue my dream, and they've turned out wonderful. And Just a side note, a number of years ago, somebody said to me, "What was your father like?" And before I could even answer, I thought to myself, you know, I wonder what my kids are going to say someday when they're 40 or they're 50 and somebody says, "What was your father like?" And all these things went through my head. They were probably going to say, like, well, my dad was never home, or he was always getting called out. And so I had this come to Jesus moment where I had everybody come over to the house for dinner because I wanted to make sure where the kids were at, you know. And so I said, you know, I know I wasn't home a whole lot. And I said, I thought that it was okay that we had a good quality of life. And my oldest daughter there, Logan, who always speaks up, she just said, "Dad, just stop." And I said, "Stop what?" She said, "We don't want to hear." She said, "We wish you would have worked even harder so we could have done crazier things." And I said, okay. So we're good. Becky, my significant other, she's the first person in 60 years that figured me out. When I come home on Friday and I'm just complaining about OR turnover time and I'm just hot as a hornet, she just keeps making my bourbon cocktail and doesn't say a word. But when I come down on Sunday all dressed, ready to go see the kids, she knows just how to say, you know, your daughters really don't like how those shorts look on you. And my mom, I got to give credit to my mom. My mom is a saint. She wanted to be here. We just got her out of the hospital this week. She's 86 years old, and she's been the rock my whole life. And I just have to tell you a story. The first surgery exam I took at OCPM, I got a 27 out of 50. I thought, that's it. Back to coaching football. It's over. And my mom talked me down off the ledge, and she's always been there. And it just so happens that 27 out of 50 ended up being an A with the curve. So that tells you what kind of exams Al Boyk and Gerard Yu were writing 30 years ago. So there are so many of you that have helped me. So many of you are here tonight, and so many of you have traveled from far distances. And I thank all of you. To the young folks in the crowd, I will tell you that this is an absolutely wonderful profession. And if you work hard and you're good at the profession will be wonderful to you. And I hope that to all of you that your wildest dreams come true, just like they did for me. So thank you.
I'm just glad he didn't say anything bad about me. Our next inductee this evening is Dr. Bruce Saferin, class of 1981, who I've had the privilege of knowing for over 40 years. That's kind of a long time, but Dr. Bruce Saferin is a 1981 graduate of OCPM. He was born and raised in Cleveland and settled into private practice in the Toledo area. Throughout his career, Dr. Saferin has dedicated his time to the advocacy of the profession on a local, state, and national level. In his first year of practice, he became a member of the Northwest Ohio Academy of Podiatric Medicine, the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, and the American Podiatric Medical Association. He is still an active member in all three organizations today. Dr. Saferin has served in many significant leadership positions over the years within all three of these organizations. His advocacy has resulted in the improvement of the profession in both the state of Ohio and on a national level. A fellow friend and colleague is quoted as saying, "Bruce never rested on his laurels and was an excellent example of it's not the title of the position that's important, but what you accomplish in that position." He has served as past president, vice president, and secretary treasurer for both OFAMA and the Northwest Ohio Academy. For nearly 15 years, Dr. Saferin served as a delegate to the APMA House of Delegates. In 1991, as OFAMA president, he testified in front of the state medical board while testifying against orthopedic surgeons from around the state concerning the ankle being within the scope of practice for podiatrists. He gave testimony about our training and knowledge to perform ankle surgery. Dr. Saferin testified along with the late Dr. Gerard Yu, hoping to gain and clarify ankle privileges in the state of Ohio. Once again, in the late 1990s, he dealt with the State Medical Board of Ohio when the ankle scope of practice law was attacked by orthopedics. In addition to working with the OFAMA Board of Trustees, he appointed an ankle task force of Ohio DPMs, including Gerard Yu, to develop a plan to combat the orthopedic objections to our ankle privileges. Later in Dr. Saferin's career, he spent over 9 years on the State Medical Board of Ohio. During his time on the State Medical Board, he spent 8 years as supervising member and oversaw the licensing and disciplining of almost 90,000 medical licenses in Ohio, which included MDs, DOs, and DPMs. This position was an executive committee position voted upon by the entire state of Ohio Medical Board. During these years, Dr. Saferin vigilantly spoke on the behalf of podiatry on issues when they arose. He has served 2 terms as president of the Federation of Podiatric Medical Boards, where he assisted member boards such as the Ohio Licensing Board in licensing and information needed to help DPMs become licensed. He handled board scores and handled their discipline. This board is very similar to the Federation of State Medical Boards, which handles MDs and DOs. While on the State Medical Board, they granted ankle privileges to DPMs who had at least 2 years of residency training and were board eligible or board certified. They also grandfathered in all DPMs in the state who had already had ankle privileges at their hospitals or surgery centers. This was a clarification from the State Medical Board to indicate that we had the ankle within the scope of our practice. This has helped podiatric medicine and surgery privileges in Ohio progress to where they currently reside. Dr. Saferin previously held hospital appointments as section chief of podiatry at St. Anne's and Bay Park Hospitals and served on the podiatric residency committees at St. Vincent's Hospital. He is joined tonight by his wife of 39 years, Kathy, and their daughter, Hallie. Dr. Saferin, thank you for a lifetime of service to this profession. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Bruce Saferin on his induction into the 2023 KSU CPM Hall of Fame.
Like Mark, I'm a little bit nervous, so I apologize. I never expected this, and I thank you so much for this honor. I received a great education at this school, and that became the foundation for everything I have today. I was in the first class that started and finished at the Carnegie location, which was a new school then. This is a real school. This is beautiful. I want to thank the Hall of Fame members for the honor to join you all. I want to thank Dr. Bruce Blank for nominating me. We've been friends and colleagues for years. We served together on the OPMA Board of Trustees, and together we tackled many of the major issues facing podiatry. He's been a great friend, and I appreciate Bruce. The next person that we don't usually see in our lifetime is a visionary. And the executive director of OPMA, Gary Fettgetter, was a visionary. He was an amazing person, and what he said happened, but not at the time that he predicted it. He looked to the future. He didn't want to settle for today. It was really special to work with someone like that. I'd like to thank the Northwest Ohio Academy for sponsoring my table, and I think we have several people here, Dr. Wolf and his wife, Amy, and Dr. Pam Sheridan. So I thank them. As Dr. Boyk said, I went to my first Academy meeting because that was the thing you did. You wanted to join your state, national. I went to my first Academy meeting with Dr. Myron Shapiro. Some of you may remember him. He was a past president of APMA. He was an amazing person, and he was old then, but he was retired, and he urged me to go to the meeting, and I went with him to the meeting. And they were going to vote me in to become a member of the Academy and APMA and the Ohio. And it took, they met in privacy, which took about a half an hour for them to decide whether I should join. Well, the bottom line of the story was that I had put a small ad in the phone book. Now, for your young people, you don't know what a phone book is, but it was about this thick, and you looked up numbers. Now you go to yp.com and whatever else, but I put an ad in the phone book, and that was not the thing to do. So, yes, they did vote me in, but I didn't know if I wanted to come back because I was a little perturbed at the least. And Dr. Shapiro made a comment to me that obviously I remember to this day, is that you can't change things from the outside. So for the young people, you have to be involved in order to make things happen. So that got me involved in my profession and whatever else went on. Next, I want to thank Dr. Berkowitz. Dr. Berkowitz was one of my favorite teachers in school. And he taught us as a first-year student taping and strapping and padding. And what Richie did, if I can do this, is he threw me a roll of tape. Better than that. And he said, there's no wrinkles on the roll of tape. There should be no wrinkles on your patient. And I remembered that. And we became very, very close friends. And when I was involved with OPMA, which is now OFAMA, it was my turn to plan a seminar. And I thought that we needed more than 6 people in the room, as Dr. Botek said, to listen to lectures. So I wanted to plan a good seminar. But being me, I put the cart before the horse and had this all planned, but I forgot that there was no budget for this. So I went to my friend Dr. Berkowitz, who ran the biggest and the nicest seminar in Ohio, and asked him for his help. Well, he had a wonderful person as his scientific coordinator, which was Gerard Yu, and they helped me. And they helped put together a wonderful seminar, which was a huge success. But we still didn't have a budget. So the Board of Trustees at OPMA was very upset with me because the bill was going to be $10,000 to get speakers, and that was way back when. It was a lot of money. So I came home that night, and I didn't know what to do or what to say or how to do it. So I'm in bed with my wonderful wife, and I said, you know, we're going to put on this seminar, but it may cost us $10,000 to do. And she turned to me, whatever you need to do, we'll do it. How do you get better than that? We did raise the money. I didn't have to pay for it out of my own pocket, but I had the loving support of my wife. Wonderful. The next person I want to thank is Dr. Ted Bolus. And he's here with his lovely wife, Lois, who I love almost as much as I love Ted. Ted was a tremendous help to me as a new practitioner, just out of school. He was amazing. He completed my education both surgically and non-surgically. He was my mentor. He meant everything to me. I would scrub on every case I could with him. I would call him with a question or a problem, and he would take care of it. It was amazing. And I nicknamed him the Big Kahuna at the hospital, because he was. He's 6'2", 6'3". And by default, I became the Little Kahuna. And they never called us Dr. Bolus or Dr. Saferin anymore. It was, is the Big Kahuna here yet? Is the Little Kahuna gonna scrub with you today? But he did everything for me, and I can never thank him enough. The next person is Dr. Shelley Suppan. She was the first woman president of OPMA. And Shelley was the best. And Shelley called me one day, one of the people that couldn't attend the national meeting. She needed someone to fill the delegate seat. So she called me up and she said, Bruce, I'd like you to do this. And I said, well, I don't really think I'm the right person for this. I really don't have an interest in that. Oh no, you'll do a great job. You should do this. No, Shelley, maybe you should find someone else. And then there was dead silence on the phone. And Shelley said, I'm not asking you, Bruce. And she wasn't. And I said, well, sure, I'd love to do this. What a better thing to do. But she was right. It lit a fire about my interest in the national and the state, and it was a wonderful thing. So I appreciate her lighting that fire for me. And last but not least, everything I have is because of podiatry. And that includes my wife. I was lucky enough to get a job at Huron Road Hospital in the ghetto at that time. It's no longer open. And they hired podiatry students to work in the lab. And I worked a 40-hour weekend so that I could go to school and pay my way. And they brought this new girl into the hospital, into the lab. She's a medical technologist, to look around to see if she wanted the job. And she saw me, took her through the blood bank, saw me with my head like this, and I'm walking around doing things, and she turned to the person that was showing her around. She says, isn't that nice? They hired a hunchback to work in the lab. Well, needless to say, she married the hunchback, and she is the love of my life, and it's just a wonderful thing. And she gave me one other beautiful present as my daughter, Hallie, who's an attorney in Columbus, and she came up for this, so I appreciate that. It's been a wonderful run. I made the right decision. Mark, I did get accepted to dental school, but I chose podiatry. Nobody liked their dentist. Everybody likes their podiatrist. And it's been magical. So thank you again for this honor. I tried to keep it under 45 minutes like I promised. Thank you again for everything.
You forgot your Oscar.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Well, it's been a remarkable evening, and it's just amazing to listen to what people have accomplished. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being part of this wonderful evening. Seeing so many alumni and students together is a very special thing for me. It's been my honor to recognize so many of you in this evening event, students, young physicians, and giants of the profession. Some of you graduated over 40 years ago. Each of you are taking steps to support our college and advance this amazing profession, and for that we should be grateful. In the coming months, you will hear more about the KSU CPM Alumni Alliance. This alumni-driven group will operate independently of the college, much like an alumni association, and will serve to reestablish an identity amongst OCPM and KSU CPM alumni. My hope is that all of you will sign up and participate in the alliance when it's rolled out. Please be on the lookout for more information as we move into 2024. I am also sure that most of you are aware of the current trend in podiatric medical school applications. KSU CPM has not been immune to this downturn, and I urge you to take an active role in supporting our students, serving as a mentor to potential students, and allowing students to shadow you in your practice. There's no better way to get involved, and there's no better time than now. We need this profession that we hold so dear to us to remain strong for generations to come. I hope to see you all again next year. Please join us for a short cocktail reception on the patio, followed by dinner. And I would ask that all of the Hall of Fame members please stand up right now, if you're in the room. And I can't see any of you, so please stand up. And I'd like to recognize all of the Hall of Fame members. I would also ask that the Hall of Fame members meet out on the carpeted area by the KSU CPM background for a picture. So we could do that during the cocktail hour. So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy the evening. Congratulations to all of our recipients, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you during this reception. Thank you.